All right, everybody. I am super excited here today. You got Sivi coming in from beautiful Boracay, and you guys know my intention is to be the vehicle for people to shorten their learning curve and ultimately succeed online. Okay, and I am super, super, super excited today. I got my good buddy Andy, who's coming in all the way from India. And guys, listen, he's on a holiday, traveling at a wedding, okay? He doesn't even have his laptop with him, and he's made $2,000 in the last couple of days. Okay, now I wanted to bring Andy out here because he's just a shining light in our team and he embodies coachability. Okay, he's earned up to 20K, since starting with Millionaire Mentoring. And, when people come in and they're coachable and they follow the steps, they just have amazing results. And Andy is just a true embodiment of this. So I'm super excited to have him here today. Andy, thank you for joining me, man. Taking time out of that wedding party and taking time out of counting your money. How are you doing, buddy? Welcome to the interview.
Thank you, CV. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you, everyone here, for joining us as well. It is honestly such a privilege to be in this position where I can genuinely share my story. I can genuinely share the journey of going from, because honestly, everyone starts from somewhere, right? No one starts from having their amazing results and now that's why they're so confident. Actually, there's always the beginning. I'm just exactly in the position where, you watching might be or have been before. And that's what I think is so beautiful, where you go from you can say ordinary, but basically, starting from the beginning. And I used to dream of being in this position where, like you just said, like just using I remember starting this industry thinking, I want the laptop lifestyle. And that was a dream itself, right? Just to work on your laptop anywhere in the world you want, so you get to go traveling where you want. But come on, nowadays, I genuinely say this, hand on my heart, I've not got my laptop with me. I have not touched a laptop. I've just used, albeit a very good iPhone, the iPhone X, and I've just done everything off it, like everything you can think of. So anyway, just to give kind of a bit of a background, how obviously we're both from the same Millionaire Mentoring community, and that is the prime reason why I am where I am. I would not be, I don't know where I would be without this, I'll be honest, right? Because when I started in this industry, I joined a network marketing company, right? So the reason why I joined it as well was, I was really into personal development. That's really what my interest was. I just love this idea of being the best version of yourself. I love this idea of self-mastery and just learning about humans. And sounds weird, isn't it? Learning about humans. But essentially, it's a massive skill to know and to have, right? So anyway, I would go to a lot of these personal development workshops. And actually at the time, when I first got into it and I was about 21, 22, it was actually more to improve my social confidence, right? Because I wasn't, the honest, the most, confident kind of person. And I knew it was limiting me in terms of how I can be in life, even things like in my job at the time, to have more confidence, I could get more promotions, I could just do better in general and just enjoy life more. So anyway, I took the path of personal development and it just shined so much light into me, realizing, wow, this is like an actual industry. Like people actually want to, be better. It's not just me. It's not like I'm, some sort of perfectionist. I just want to be better, which is quite a natural thing when I think of it now. So anyway, I probably did a lot of personal development for about, there you go, Think and Grow Rich. And that's a very good marketing title as well. That's what they say about the title, because it's all about personal development and mindset rather than the money. So anyway, what I was saying, so I did actually go to a lot of personal development events, but it got to the point where I was loving the learning. I was loving the interesting stuff that I'd never even thought of, but I didn't have anything to apply it to. So I spoke to a friend about this, and he was already doing network marketing, and they actually told me, if you really want to really grow as a person and you want to grow in your personal development, network marketing is the best place to apply it, right? They didn't say it in network marketing at the time, but they said, come to this event, you're going to love it, see what I'm working on. And to be honest, when I was at the event, all I was seeing was these speakers on stage who could speak to my soul, speak to the crowd, touch their spirit. Yeah. I was like, that is what I want. I just want to have an impact on people. I just want to let them show how limitless they are, right? And that was really what drew me in, right? I'll be honest, to join that company, this is what I had to buy to join that company. Oh. It's a Swiss-made limited edition watch for €2,000. I had to buy that, right? But I know that when I was joining this company, I wasn't buying a watch for 2,000 euros, because I'd never do that, right? But I know what I was buying. I was investing into myself to get the trainings, to get this learning, to get this experience, and to get this network and community of people around me to help me on that, right? So anyway, I was super excited starting in that path. And I was literally thinking, I'm a valuable person. I'm from the corporate world. I'm quite a logical person. I can see the value in this. If people are saying they can't share this opportunity, like people don't get it, then let me give this a go, right? Watch me do this, right? I'm going to make sure lots of people love this opportunity the same way I did, because maybe you guys just aren't doing it right. So I went to obviously all my friends first. I decided to share this, right? I mean, first of all, luckily my parents were quite supportive of me doing this, right? At the end of the day, I'm spending money, and it's like, all right, fine, you're an adult, you do what you want. But I was sharing with my friends, and especially my cousins as well, who I would have loved to grow this business with, right? I'm thinking, first of all, I thought none of my friends and family have ever heard of this sort of concept before. So I'm going to be the first one to tell them about it. Actually, they've been pitched this a few times by other people. I just happen to not have experienced this so far. So, it wasn't even like I got rejection. I got brutal rejection. I didn't even understand like why they were so brutal about it. I just thought, fine, if you're not interested. But they were literally trying to tell me, don't do this anymore. Can't believe you just spent 2,000 euros on a watch. How can you do this? You're a professional. You're in the corporate world. Like, you've got a great status. Like, why do you want to ruin your reputation? To be honest, that's fired me up more. That fired me up more. That was like, like, I can't believe they're so judgmental, in that sort of sense, right?
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, to be honest, the way I was doing it, right, I was just following the steps that were given by my uplines, because again, Becky said I was quite coachable, but it just didn't make sense. When I really think about it, it really didn't make sense. I was going to people's houses, I was going to hotels, I was literally getting on the phone, right, and saying like, hey, I just started a business, would you like to take a look at it? Like, what the hell is that about, right? There's no proper, I mean, there was some stuff in between, it's a bit exaggeration, but compared to what we do now, right, we would never do that. And we know why we would never do that. And we never want to do that. We never put that on someone else to do as well. So anyway, I was in this network marketing company for about 3 months, and it was getting to the point where I was really confused, right? Am I in my ego? Am I being uncoachable? Or does this thing not work, right? It's a very hard conflict to go through, like when you're in your head, like, are you the one who's crazy or are they crazy? Like, you don't know. So in the end, like, I kept giving them suggestions, because I went to some online marketing events, I looked at some online webinars, and I was like, look, this thing they're doing their business online, because at the time we were doing it offline. So end of the day, I was like, look, there's these other things we can try, because clearly what we're doing is not working. I mean, you're not even getting your own results. So why am I following this? Yeah. They didn't like that. They thought it was a bit arrogant, egotistic. And it's like, okay, look, maybe there's just not a fit here anymore. Because I was looking at other ways, for example, affiliate marketing. So I went to a live event in London. If you can go to a live event, if you're lucky enough, go to one of those, because that will change your vibrations like crazy. And you'll be surrounded by people. You'll realize you're in a real life world of people who want the same things you do. And you will. So anyway, live event. And essentially, it opened my mind up. There's more ways than just the network marketing way. And especially, I could just see it. The online side was amazing. So basically, I was now in this position actually where during the network marketing times, there were still elements I really loved. And I loved this idea of my dream of being financially free. One of my particular dreams was actually, by the time I'm a father, I want to be a financially free father, right? I'm not even getting married right now, but I'm in that, that's my zone, right? That's literally what spoke to me when I first heard about the concept of financial freedom. So anyway, because when I was in the network marketing space, and you know how they really drill into you, like how it's not about the employee mindset, and you don't want to be an employee anymore. It's so hard to go to work with that like feeling in you, because it's your truth is kind of woken up by now, right? Yeah. And it's so hard to be at work when this is not the purpose, this is not where you want to be, right? And end of the day, I decided in my mind that I'm leaving this job, but I just didn't know when. I just didn't know when to pull the plug, right? Mm. what really helped me make that decision eventually when I did was after having a lot of fair bit of experience doing what we're doing and seeing some results come through in those early days, but also having a mentor who I just absolutely trusted when he said, if you are coachable within 30 to 90 days, you can break free from your full-time job.
Yeah.
And for someone to say that with such authority, that they mean it, and they repeatedly say it, they don't just say it as a gag to get you in. They genuinely mean that. And they've had examples of people who've done that. And genuine examples, right? Not just people who've got a massive list of prospects already before they join an opportunity, actually brand new people with a brand new list, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you know, I made the emotional decision. It wasn't like, right, I've built up so much income, I'm going to quit my job. It was actually, I just trust in this. If I'm going to really get this, if I'm going to really, really go for this industry, I want to do it so well, but I just couldn't do it at the same time as my job. So I decided to take the leap of faith. You know, I watched the Steve Harvey video about saying every successful person in their life has jumped, which essentially means taking that risk, you know, the unknown, and gone into something that they didn't know. But, you know, when it comes to courage, I think Simon Sinek, you know about him, he has a really good explanation of courage, where courage essentially it is about acting with the heart. That's kind of the Latin phrase, but it's really about when you've got people, other people that you can trust, that you fully trust, and are going to support you. It's actually so much easier to be courageous. I've got many examples where, because I've been surrounded by communities of people, I've been able to commit more to a path. So even in spirituality, for example, to be honest, I'm quite spiritual, but I wasn't always. And it's because I'm around other people who genuinely, I believe, just love me, love people in general. Because I know I'm on the journey with them, I believe I can do this path, right? If I was doing it on my own, it would feel confusing. I don't like getting confused. So if I have people around me who are there to support me, answer my questions, but I just feel in trust. So when you have that around you and people promising certain results you get if you do the work, right? Because people can promise, but they can't do the work for you. You've got to do the work yourself, right? The most common reason people kind of have a skepticism about online marketing is, yes, it is marketing, right? So the gags are going to be huge. The big promises are going to be huge. At the end of the day, if they are true, right, it's really just about, do you work the system that works, right? If you don't work the system, then it's not going to work. And if the system doesn't work, it's not going to work. So do you work the system that works?
Yeah.
If you do that, that's it. And there's no way to know unless you get into it yourself. Let's be honest, right? There's no logical way to know yourself. All you can do is trust the person who's telling you about it. So that's what I did. I was just okay. I was quite open. I was actually going through a state of change, you could say, like a real state of change. When I'm going through a state of change, you're very open, right? You're not like narrow-minded. And to be honest, I was literally like, okay, for whatever it was, the investment fee of it, I was like, let's just see what happens. You know, I wasn't like, oh no, I can't do this or whatever. I was very open. So I was happy to just be like, okay, let's see what happens. I'm glad I did that. If I didn't do that, if I was very skeptical, if I was taking advice of other people around me who don't have that same, you know, openness, they don't have that same desire as me, then obviously they're going to be skeptical, because on the internet, it is a dangerous space sometimes, right? It is a dangerous space because the website can look perfect, the marketing person can look perfect. You don't really know them. You've not really spent time with them. They could be in the Philippines. They could be on the other side of the world, right? So you don't know. Like, you basically, in my opinion, when it comes to how I've been building my business, I purely built it on relationships and know, like, and trust, right? I didn't focus so much on how can I sell the product, how can I promote it. I spent, honestly, a year just literally in my room as well. So right now, fine, I'm traveling and enjoying, but this is the fruits of the hard work I've put in, which is doing simple things like connecting, building my audience, building the relationships, building myself. You got to work on yourself, right? But I do spend a good amount of time. And if you go through my timeline, all my Facebook lives are just in my room, sitting with a Gandhi poster and a Martin Luther King poster behind me. But now, obviously, fine, I'm in a more open place. I feel okay. Let me go and be free because I'm doing well in my business. So what I'm trying to say is, when it comes to marketing, I believe in business in general, it's about the relationships. And if you know the art of building that relationship, if you learn what we learn, right? Like, you actually end up attracting people compared to what most people do, which is they kind of push people away, even though they're trying to build that relationship. There's something that they've not sorted out yet in their head, and there's something they've not understood about people they're actually pushing them away. And funny, we're just talking about this with I just came off a 3-way phone call, right? I just wanted to try it out. I was with a network marketing company, travel company as well. And it was just so funny, like the reality of how people are doing things, which was also fair enough how I used to do things in my team in my previous network marketing company. It was just a complete features and benefits, features and benefits presentation. It was hardly, trying to talk to me, hardly trying to ask me about what are my needs, what's my reality, am I looking for change and all this sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, people join people in this business, right? So the more you talk about your company, your product, your compensation plan, it just doesn't happen. And I've actually experienced this firsthand, because when doing what we're doing, we obviously believe we got the best fitting, we got the best mentor, we got the best product, we got the best investment price, we got the best compensation plan. Literally, we think we're the best. Even if you've got the best, you can't do what you want to do. You got to follow the steps of how to actually do this properly. No matter how good the thing is that you want to sell, no matter how good the people are. Sorry. It's got to be about you. How self-worthy, how to get right? How to such that you attract people and not push them away.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much value that we have from our group in that sense.
Yeah,
And
man.
it's a journey a lot.
Yeah, totally. I couldn't agree more with everything you're saying, man. It's totally true. It's a sad reality, and I also talk about this extensively in my lives, and you do too. And it comes from our mentors. It's the majority of the people online, like, they're following a debt model, right? They're following a broke man's plan, and there's very dark reasons that certain leaders bring people down that path, right? Dark reasons. They don't have your best needs at heart. They're looking for the quick dollar. They're looking to rank up. They're trying to sell more products quickly and extinguish all your hot leads. And so it's a very unethical space, and it's unfortunate, but it's a huge problem in the industry. But something that we've learned, and something that our mentors drive home to us daily, is that this is actually an opportunity, right? This is an opportunity, because all the people that are being taught incorrectly and that are going down this broke model, this debt man's model, this dark street, right? They all have massive pain. They need help, right? They need tons of help, and they need to understand certain strategies. They have to understand how to deal with people and how to do these things. And this is what we're learning. And this is why, we have countless success stories in our team. And this is why, we have guys like Andy who come in and, they put in the work, they follow the steps, they're super coachable, right? They show up to the trainings, they implement what they're taught, right? And you can see right now he's making $2,000 while he's sitting under the palm trees in India, right? At a wedding, enjoying himself. Again, it's the fruits of your labor, but people can work and put in tons of hours behind their laptop and just not get anywhere. So how is it that certain groups of people can put in the same amount of work, or even less possibly, right? But it's more targeted towards what the industry is actually about. And as Andy said, it's about people. So when you can master people, when you understand the strategies that we learn, that's when you understand how this industry really works. And then you can actually go out and help impact the industry positively, right? So yeah. Andy, that brings me to my next question for you, buddy.
Just before you say that question,
sure.
Just one point I really want to touch on is, whilst we're doing this journey, right, whether it's what we're doing or whether it's any other entrepreneurial journey, there's always this, right? There's always the ups and downs, yeah? Because that's entrepreneur life. It just goes like that. No matter how good the person is, whatever level they're at, there's always ups and downs. And those can be very hard to deal with at those downs, right? And I know myself, I was actually going through many times where I wasn't getting some results, even though I was putting in the massive work in. I wasn't quite getting the results, and I was in one of those downs. Now, if I didn't have people around me, especially the millionaire mentors around me, to go to understand my problem, right? It's a long thing to figure out yourself. For a long time, actually, I didn't even go to them because I just thought, let me do this on my own. But that's the trap we fall into. We don't surrender. We don't ask for help when we need it. Why would you not ask for help? If your goal is to help other people, by you delaying your success, you're delaying helping them.
Yes.
So if you put your perspective onto how can I help them the quickest, don't think about your pride and ego. Just get help. Let someone else tell you how to do things and get the results, which is what's going to help you help them, right? So what I'm saying is I went through periods where if I didn't have this mentorship, I would not have got, like, it's easy to say I would have not got where I got, but especially you appreciate the most in those downtimes, right? Because we all go through those. Just imagine if you always had someone to go to who's 30 years of experience, who understands every single problem that could probably exist out there within this industry for different types of people. That's incredibly valuable. And also for us to be taught what a lot of these problems and things to watch out for before we get into it, you know, because I'm also really into healing, and we say actually the biggest form of healing is prevention.
Yeah.
And we get that. We get that in black. We get that in black because we're taught so much of the stuff about the mind. I would not have been aware of it if I wasn't taught it. Like literally stuff that can take you out of the game if you're not careful. Even if you start being successful already, you start to be very careful. I want to be very grounded and follow again the mentor's trainings even from now, right? Just because I've got some results doesn't mean I stop taking the learnings. This is what you want for if you're really serious, not just about making a few quick bucks here and there, but if you're serious for long-term business building growth, this is the best thing you can want, to have a millionaire mentor who's done that. That's the one you want to learn from, not someone who's got a few sales themselves. Someone who's been around for 30 years. If you're lucky enough, that's the one you want.
If you're lucky enough is right. I mean, I feel super grateful every day that I can wake up and actually touch millionaires' energy just by picking up the phone, right? Or logging into our private groups and catching them go live and giving us their energy. That value is just unimaginably massive for you, right? And I mean, I recently went through, you know, one of these dips in my personal life, right? Offline. And one of the things, you know, a few different things helped me pull out of it, but one of them definitely was my millionaire mentors. Most definitely, like talking face to face and them just getting into your mind and your heart and just exposing yourself to yourself, because they've been in the industry so long. Like Andy's saying, they've seen it all. They can help you navigate down the path. They can shine a flashlight for you, and they can tell you when there's a ditch coming, and they can tell you that you need to maybe go this way or maybe go that way. They can adjust you. And if you're in the ditch, they can reach down and help pull you out. If you're by yourself, maybe you can climb out of the ditch, but it's going to take you some years. And like Andy said, you're just prolonging the process to actually have your personal power so you can impact the world the way you want, right? Because, you know, it's all inside us wanting to help others and impact the world. That's human condition. But it's also human condition to self-sabotage, right? So when you have people around you that can help pull you out of that funk and get you right back up to vibing up here, it's just amazing. And one other point I'll make on that, Andy, this is actually something that I've really found super useful with Millionaire Mentoring. Having the mentors around, okay, that's without a doubt unbelievable. That goes without saying. But having guys like you and others around us that are new in this journey, right? But we're very hungry and we're very motivated and we're industry guys. We want to do this for the rest of our life, right? We're totally passionate about it. Having others around us in this position where we're at, that we can feed off each other's energy and help each other as we're learning, right? Like Andy and I were just on the call before we recorded, and we were both giving back each other, you know, things that we're doing. And what are you working on, man? Oh, what are you working on? Did this work for you? How about this for you? That kind of stuff. When you get yourself surrounded with these types of people, it just expedites the whole process, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I got the same, you know, from the particular individuals within the group. That is the reason I actually feel more better. The reason I felt more, yes, this is going somewhere, is because of the energy they brought in. So yeah, it's not just the mentors, it's the process. It is a leadership business model. You just keep following the leader. You become the leader. You help the person. Like it's just how business is in general from the top down. So yeah, you're completely right. Having the people around you, that's the main thing.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really amazing because you get all the perspectives. You have the 30-year veteran who's made millions in the industry, and they're telling you, Then you got the guy who just
Yeah.
started and like you're both trying to figure out some stuff. And then you got the other guy who just started and you're giving him the information that you learned a month ago, right? And like we're talking about universal deposits. You're giving it, you're taking it. It's just amazing. That's really the thing that I love the most about this whole community, to be honest. Okay, so
I
let's see.
believe the only reason one wouldn't get results in doing what we're doing is either they're not asking for help when they get it, and they're not implementing the help that they're given. Yeah. If it's, you know, when they're given it, it literally will come to that, and it's good for me to bear in mind as well. I'll keep thinking of that as well, because that's what it will come to. You're not implementing. Yeah.
Like, you know, there's a formula to this whole thing. There's strategies that we're taught and we follow. You know, and I look at my strategy bullet points, and sometimes I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm not doing those ones and those ones. Maybe I should do those ones, right? Because it's natural to, like, you know, pause on things and slow down in aspects. But when there's people around you helping you keep that energy going, then you can just keep pushing forward, right?
Just reminding you about the simplicity of it as well.
I
was just reminded about one of the strategies, just the simplicity of it. I can overcomplicate things on my own without realizing I'm doing it. So I like that. But just getting reminders from the mentors, but the people. I go to them being like, for some reason this isn't working. It was like, why are you trying this brand new thing? Just remember the simplicity. It's like, oh, you're so right. Like, why do I forget that? Yes, it actually is that simple. Sometimes we just need that. Humans, we can push ourselves away from what's actually going to take us to our freedom. Just subconsciously, you just never know. So the safest way to make sure you get the results is literally being around the people who are going to help you do that.
Exactly. And just following the system that works, right? It's been proven to work over and over again. So, okay, let's just change gears a little bit here, bud. I know that your motto, you can let us know what it is in a moment. It's about breaking through and helping others break through, right? So my question for you is, if you can look back on your short time here in Millionaire Mentoring and let us know about if you had a breakthrough moment that you can remember vividly, and tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, my breakthrough moment is basically my first $1,000 sale, because honestly, like, the idea of earning $1,000 in a single moment, right? Your own money, right? It's not someone else paying you from, like, you know, an employer's kind of perspective. The breakthrough really was that. The reason being was when I saw what we started doing, how to earn $1,000 days, I thought, yeah, this is easy. This is going to be fine. But really, there's personal power to go into it as well. And it's good for you to have this kind of training before it. Otherwise, you might take it for granted if you got it so early. So anyway, the breakthrough moment, you know, I was going through so much things in life at the time as well. I was so excited about this Black Ops stuff. I was also excited about this idea of I'm going to leave my job at some point. And I was doing like stand-up comedy at the time. I was like doing all these different things. I took holidays off of work to just, you know, explore myself as well. So I was really in that state, and it was all happening at the same time. And I remember I took 2 weeks off work as a holiday, because I was like, I just need to nail down on these strategies. I just want full-time focus on it. And I was like, I'm going to make this sale within these 2 weeks. If I don't, I just don't want to think about it. I just want to make the first sale. I'm going to do it. And it was like, because the formula is so damn simple. I just need to do it. I just need to do it. It will happen. But I can't explain. For some reason, you might not do it. But again, that's your mind work.
Yeah.
You do the content, you do the conversations, you do whatever strategies else they're given. But I just didn't get the sale. And I was like, I just bet if I can just get that first sale, my belief will just shoot through the roof. Like, I know it's logically possible here, but I just want to see it to believe it. And you know, one of the advice mentors give is actually the belief the action comes before the belief, right? You obviously, when you get results, you get more belief. But what happens if you're not getting results? Doesn't mean you don't have any belief. So you kind of got to take the action, and that was what will get you the belief. You just have to trust the process of what you're given and take the action on that process, because it's hard to have that belief without seeing it in this human world. So I was in a situation where I was just, I've got to get this. It's got to get this. But anyway, it did get to a point, and it was actually on my birthday. I was getting like all the posts and stuff. It was on my birthday, and I was at a family dinner for my birthday. All I wanted to do was get home and have this closing call with someone. Like, even though we were there, you know, celebrating my birthday, it's 27th birthday at the time. And yeah, it was a family of 5 from Massachusetts or something like that. So in America.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, whoa, is this going to happen? I'm going to make a $1,000 sale. Now, actually, on the day of, no, it was actually 2 days before my birthday, we had the call because he's very interested. Oh no, 90 minutes of data used up. Hold on, let's be quick. We had the call, and he was really interested. But on the call, somebody came up, right? And I was in this position. I was in this position where I was like, crap, I'm going to lose the sale. And I was like, oh, don't do this. I know if a part of me was not in the right mindset, I would have been like, oh, well, why are you not getting this now? You said you're interested. Now you're going to know. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Instead, my breakthrough moment, I just had it felt in my head. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say, oh, is everything okay? Just having that little change, it was such a big breakthrough for me to not go from, why are you not joining my business, to actually caring about it, right? When I did that, I felt so good about myself, and I could tell my vibe was very good. And actually the conversation led towards the $1,000 sale. And I was just like, yeah, you know what? All we have to do is just put them first and care for them. And yeah, it's obviously like, good moral sense, but we can forget that when we do business, when there's something in it for us. And anyway, that $1,000, I just remember the couple's face. I was speaking to them. And when I said, yeah, you can quit your job within 30 to 90 days if you follow the trainings, I just saw their faces like this.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. Like, they really felt it. And I knew that's when they were definitely in.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was my breakthrough. Because there's so much things going on at the same time. I think when you go for a breakthrough, it's not just in one thing. Your life is really happening at the same time. But honestly, results help you feel so much better. And the idea of $1,000 commission, I've never even done business before. I didn't earn a single penny when I was doing my network marketing. It just didn't happen. So for me to have my first online income in a $1,000 paid, like, it was just instant commission, just like that. And it was real. It was real money. I could deposit it out of my PayPal and start using it straight away. I don't have to wait a month when the company pays their stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was a real breakthrough. And obviously then you get, your congratulations, you get all this sort of stuff, and you feel better because you have been putting in the work, but you haven't got the results. So you just got to trust the process, always follow the trainings, be in the right mindset, and you will get it because the process works. That's the main thing. You'll get it because the process works. It's not about you, it's about the process. I mean, you have to work it. So yeah, that was one of my breaks. I've had a lot of different breakthroughs throughout my journey, but I will take people back to that because my motto is, if I can help you break through your first few online sales, that will literally help you break through your mind blocks, which will literally help you break through your entire life. I mean that. When you break through your mind blocks, how do you break through your mind blocks? You need seeing is believing. So you need to get those results. How do you get those results? You need the belief. You can't do it without the belief, without the results. It's got to take action. I love talking about action. Action's the thing.
Yeah. I mean, I completely agree, man. I mean, I can also say that first sale that I made, right, it actually happened within 24 hours of me joining Millionaire Mentoring. And I had never made $1,000 in a day, right? I had never made $500 in a day. Forget, I'm just a regular dude working a regular job. Okay. And I was like, oh, what just happened? What just happened? Right? How do I have $1,000 in my bank? And then I just was like, oh my God, this is totally possible. Like, I'm one of the people who's doing this now. It felt surreal, right? It feels surreal.
And I tell you this, right? A lot of people out there, or there's a lot of things out there, you can get $100 sales, you can get $50 sales, but let's be honest, right? What's going to motivate you more? You're going to be more motivated to go up and get out of bed and make $100 sale, which someone might not buy, or you're going to be more motivated to get a $1,000 sale, which is all going to you. Like, I really believe in doing that high ticket thing because of the drive it does in you, and also it challenges you, right? You might not feel much for $100, but to push us to grow yourself, to be worthy of earning $1,000 for a sale, that's its own journey as well, So I really believe in this high tick, as long as the value is incredible, always at least 10x, and as long as it delivers its promise, right? I believe, honestly, if you want to really break free the quick way, high ticket like this, And yeah, like it's all 100% coming to you, but it helps you grow as the person. But you can't do this unless you're in that growing place.
Yeah, totally, man. The whole worthiness thing and all that deep inner work mindset stuff. You know, that's one of the things that I cherish inside Millionaire Mentoring. I actually had no idea. I had no idea that that's what I was signing up for, honestly. Right?
Exactly.
I had no idea. I didn't know that we were getting into quantum physics. I didn't know that we were going to talk about energy exchanges, right? And all
and there's
this.
levels of it as well. There's
Oh,
levels. Like even if you're killing it at some point, there's actually levels. Like it's infinite. It's infinite.
Yeah, it's literally the matrix, right? So you're stepping into that world and you're starting to learn about the matrix. So it's amazing. It goes so much deeper than money. It's just, that's why we love it so much, and that's why we're so passionate about spreading the good word, because it's life changing on so many levels, not just in your pocket. I mean, a couple extra $1,000 a month or a week obviously will change your life. You know, your lifestyle will change, you can pay off your bills, whatever it is. But you need to change as a person, and you do when you surround yourself with people that are inside this growth mindset, and when you're with people who have done it and who are doing it, right? So that's the beauty of it all.
You've got to want it as well. That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
I personally believe some people, they actually have the opportunity in their hands, but they just don't want it enough. Like they're letting their why nots be greater than their whys.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, are you in a position, no matter how simple this is about, do you want it? If you want it, that's what's going to help you the most. If you don't want it enough, trust me, you're going to be tested. So you got to be someone who wants it and is serious about wanting it. You have a serious reason, a serious why, rather than just, I want to make an extra income. Fine, you might make some extra income, you will not last.
No.
Serious person.
You're right.
Serving leader. That's how it is done.
Exactly. You're totally right. You know, the saying goes, you know, when your why is bigger than your excuses, right? When your goals are larger than your excuses, that's when you actually step into your power, and when you actually take that step. And you are going to be tested. Andy's right. You will be tested. We're tested daily. And but that's the beauty of it, when you want it and when you're hungry about it. Sorry? Yeah.
We're not perfect. We're all human, right?
Yeah, totally.
As an entrepreneur, it's about taking all that imperfections and just rolling with it. Imperfect action, just keep going with it. It's Yeah, I completely agree. All right, so let me ask you then, man. Could you just summarize a little bit your vision for, you know, your coming years in the industry? Where do you see yourself? Absolutely. To be honest, my vision has changed so much. Like when you start this path and you start opening your mind to what else is possible, it's literally insane, right? For example, like I touched on spirituality as an example. That is something I'm interested in, particularly healing. So essentially, what I really want to get to, right? What I really want to get to is a comfort of income always coming in, right? I'm not, wondering where's the next sale coming in. I'm in a very good business position where the income is coming in, and I'm having at least 10K, but I want 20K kind of months, right? Because I believe that's the path where this goes, and I've seen it around me how it's done. Just got to keep following the process. Money's not my everything, but I know it's going to help support me. If I want to support others, I've got to support myself. So I really do want to have an impact on others. I can do that in the personal development space, the spiritual space as well, obviously also in the entrepreneurship space as well. But, I really, really want that financial free kind of life where I've got the wife's free, the kids are free, and it is literally up to us. We wake up in bed and it's like, what do you feel like doing today, right? And the world's your oyster. Like, it's so much easier to travel than ever before as well. So and also, like, I love this idea of just trying things out. And it's like, imagine if you're so free where you can kind of practice and perfect kind of different sports and arts or whatever. And it doesn't matter if you don't get good at it. You're just having fun, enjoying that, right? I just want to get to that point where, because the money's coming in, right, then I can think about what are lots of my other kind of goals for freedom, right? What I want to do in my time. And you go anywhere you want, right? Just stretch your imagination. It's also good to stretch your imagination before the income comes in. So you're not just saying, oh, when the money comes in, then I think like this, then I'll be like this. You actually have to act as if it's already happened, in terms of to really, let yourself feel free to be like that. But in terms of vision, I definitely think on the healing side, there's something very big there that I want. But Also, it's funny. I've been at a wedding recently, so I get to stay here a bit longer whilst everyone else has gone home because they got work and jobs to get back to. And I speak to some people. I just love asking the question: what's your passion? What's your passion? If you could get paid for your job, or if every job paid the same in the world, what's your passion? What do you love to do? What would you love to do every day for the rest of your life that you might get paid for? And they'll say some cool things, like my friend's mum said making candles or something like that. And basically, I want to be someone who actually has all that expertise and knowledge in this business sense that can help anyone grow any business. And it's a hard, tall order. There's a lot of people maybe trying to do that. But I want people to understand that they can do this freedom life. Obviously, I want to do it for myself first. But I want them to understand they can. Like, I love this idea of opening people's minds, helping them break through limitations and just live limitlessly. Right? I can't explain it. I think most of us who are in this space, we really get it, and it kind of pains us that others don't, and that others, they're limiting themselves. And think about how much better a place the world would be if everyone is living to their full potential, right? So
yeah, that's a very good point.
Common concept of being in a job, like, yes, if you love your job, perfect. If you love who you're working for, perfect. But if you don't, which most people don't, I just love this idea that you can start a business no matter where you're from, who you are. You just need the right training and learning and the want and desire. And what the cool thing is this whole thinking of mine comes from what we've done within our community of just online marketing. I really think it's the door to open everything you want to really learn about business, to start any business, because there's such core fundamentals we get taught within that. But yeah, I want to be the guy that people can come to when they need help, if they want to start their passion to a business, want some healing, if they've got some pains or whatever, whether it's mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. Those are the kind of things that I touch on. And obviously vision for, to be honest, I do think if we're always entrepreneurs, we're always going to be busy. Like we say we want the freedom life, we're always going to be busy. I accept that, because if I think I just want to sit on the beach, nah, that's not me anyway. But you want to be on a path of growth, and yeah, you'll keep getting tested and tested the more you grow. So you just got to, it's kind of like the path. Once you start it, you can't go back. It's too painful to go back, right?
Yeah,
stagnate, you can go back. So I'm just all about the growth, to be honest, and keeping it open, because I love this idea of my imagination stretching more the more I realize what there is in the world. But the thing is, I was in a job when I was not thinking like that. My imagination was nowhere, right? And it was very limited and settling. And it was I'm just a different person. And a big reason is because I don't think money is the reason, but just this idea that it's a reality that people can have a free life. And you can understand why money can help you do that. Actually, money is a very good thing, so you don't want to feel negative about it. But the idea of $1,000 days, 20K months, it's a huge thing, right? It's not to suck you in. It's a real thing. And clearly, if people are going every day to their jobs to earn some sort of money, then obviously they do care about money, right? So I just like this idea of doing what you want, when you want, with who you want. And if I get too planned, then I kind of become more fixated. So I just love options. But yeah, I do have some specific visions. Like I'd love to just do comedy again, right? Like, as in just give it a crack, give it a go. Like when I get time to practice in doing something, I generally do find I get quite good at something, including this online marketing, which I wasn't doing a year ago. So just exploring your potential, exploring my potential. And, I've got parents as well. They've worked hard all their lives. I would love to give them like first class flights all the time. We've been in India, we've done a trip with ourselves, and it's been amazing. Like they should do this all the time. So, create that possibility for my current family as well as my future family. It's such a nice space to be, right? When you're just helping and serving, you've got the freedom to serve because you're supported yourself. So, you can't help others until you help yourself normally, but kind of want to get to that position as quick as possible where you've helped yourself, which you can do when you got help around you from others.
Yeah, man, I totally agree. And I think the bird behind you agrees as well. He's trying to jump in on our interview, that guy. And now my dog.
He's free. He's just saying to me how to do it.
Sativa. Now my dog's losing it. We got birds, we got dogs, we got a full house going on here. But yeah, you know, the thing you said about money, right? I just got to talk about that for a second because I've thought about that like most of my life, and people have always kind of looked at me sideways when I talk about it. But in this industry, and especially in our group and our team and our these people, we look at it very similarly, right? We look at it like energy, right? Money is energy.
Yeah.
It helps you accomplish whatever it is you're trying to do. And I just talked about this yesterday with one of my guys, and we were talking about this. It's like, if you want to do what you want, when you want, as much as you want, as often as you want, as Tony Robbins always says, right? You need to have energy. You have to have money for that, right? And so if you go around, say you look at someone like Tai Lopez, for example, he's a perfect example of this. Okay. Think what you want of Tai Lopez, guys. I don't mind. I think he's amazing, right? He's totally cracked the code on this stuff. He's blowing up with the Hollywood. He's using celebrities. He's got his different angles. But one thing that I love about him when I watch him is that, okay, he figured out how to make money online. Obviously, we get that. He spends more money on ads than most people will see in 10 lifetimes. Okay. He's spending millions of dollars a week on ads. He's making millions of dollars. Like, he's made, I don't know how much money he makes, but I'm sure he's at like 100K every few days or something in his multiple businesses, right? So since he's become extremely financially free, totally free, now what you see him doing now, if you follow his Instagram stories, for example, he's traveling around the world buying up real estate. And as he's traveling, he has his personal trainer with him, his chef. He's working out. He's building gymnasiums inside his houses so that he can always work out, right? He has a supplement company. He has like a nutrition company. He has a glass company because he wears glasses. So essentially, everything that's making him a better human, he's just becoming a superhuman, right? Because he's all about personal growth. And now he has the abundant flow of money to back that up, right? That's what you're talking about, right? And I feel the same way. Once you have that freedom because of the cash, then you're free to actually do what you want, right? And people say money's evil. It's not. It's people. Money brings out who you really are. It brings out the true you. So if you're a scumbag, evil person and you get money, then you're just going to be more evil. It's not the money. But if you're a kind-hearted, you know, a soul who's here to help the world, and you get money, you know what's going to happen. You're going to help the world more, right? So money's not the evil thing. It's the chasing of money that actually is what's evil. But that's something
and
that.
it's also like
Yeah, go ahead.
Like if you're a giver, right? If you consider yourself a giver and you want to help others, the more you have, the more you can give, right?
Yes.
If you don't have, you can't give. So
exactly.
If your goal, if you want to reverse engineer what the goal is, you need to have it in the first place. Right? So I don't see it anymore where people think, you know, money's a bad thing. The more you have of it, the more you have.
Yeah.
I think
totally.
my data is running quite low right now, so you might have to wrap this up quite quickly because my data's running out.
Yeah, I think so too. You're breaking up a little bit there, bud. Okay, well,
yeah, hope we catch this.
That's okay. Well, okay, we'll wrap it up then, man. Well, let me just say this. I'm very, very grateful that you came on and gave us some inspirational words. You know, you're doing very well. I'm seeing you're helping out your guys. You're inspiring guys like me. You're very coachable. You listen to the mentors. You follow the steps, and it's proof is in the pudding, right? You made $2,000 in the last 4 days on holiday with your smartphone. Okay, so I mean, our intention, like I said at the beginning of this broadcast, is to be the vehicle to help people shorten their learning curve, right? And ultimately to succeed online and to grow as humans, right? And, you know, the first thing you need to understand is that abundance is our birthright, and we can live the abundant lifestyle. But the fastest way to do that is to get surrounded with mentors and other people on a similar path, right? And that's what we've done. And that's why the success, it shows. You know, I made money quickly. Andy's making money quickly. Other people are getting into six figures their first year. You know, and people are just changing their lives. So I just wanted to say thanks for coming out, Andy. I appreciate you, buddy. If you guys are interested in getting started in Millionaire Mentoring, get back to Andy or myself and follow the steps, because that's the first step to this whole thing, is being coachable and following the steps. Any last words, Andy, for our viewers?
No, I just want to say thank you so much. I mean, I really enjoyed this. It's not really felt like an interview. Like, I think I was talking quite a bit by the time away from what you were asking. But it's what it's about, you know, like the value just buying off each other. It's about, when you do online marketing, guys, it's about having a good time as well. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to be attracted to, it's about the energy, right? People are attracted to the energy, and you need to be in a good space, a good state. And it helps when you enjoy what you're doing, but it also helps when you know what you're doing. So you're not feeling lost, you're not feeling stuck, you're not feeling where is this going. You trust the process because you're seeing the process from others. And now it's just about, there's unlimited ways you can do this, right? But if you have the right way that gets results and that's taking you to where you want to be, and it's actually getting you the income that you've been searching for from doing this sort of industry, like you're going to feel so happy, right? And when you feel happy, you're more abundant, you're more serving, you're more giving, you could not be in a better space. So
Yeah.
get started on that. Obviously, if you're not there yet, you can get there. I'm telling you from honest truth. You can contact me if you want as well to get more details around how am I doing this just from my mobile phone. But it's real. Like I genuinely am doing this. So, don't get into how and all that stuff. If you want to know, just reach out. But honestly, I'm where I am because I'm part of Black Ops. I'm part of from our mentors and team around us. If me, why not you?
Yeah.
So leave you with that. And
exactly.
Grab the opportunity. If an opportunity knocks, just say yes and figure it out later. But you gotta figure it out yourself because we'll help you do that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well said, buddy. All right, we're losing you a little bit there. I know you're in the jungles of India, so have a wonderful day, bud. Thank you so much for coming out. Hope you guys enjoyed this interview. Right. I hope you got some value from Andy and myself. I hope you enjoyed his story. It's a wonderful community, and we will catch you on the next broadcast. Bye for now.